next speaker is also a legend himself. He's a man I like to call the godfather of crypto just because he's probably represented about approximately 35% of the tokens that you see on CoinMarketCap today. Give it up for my friend, my mentor, Mr. Michael Terpin. Thank you very much. Give me a round of applause, Mr. Michael Terpin, please. Thank you.
My name's Michael Terpin, and Brock likes to call me Patient Zero because I was the first person, even though many of us were talking about this, to actually move to Puerto Rico from the crypto community January of 2016. So it's 5 years. January will be my 6th year here. And, I try to do what I can to really find common ground between it's an amazing community of the people on the island, the Boricua, the people who come down here, and people who come from other places to create businesses. And I do have a deck. Is it up there yet?
Coming soon.
Okay. I guess I can kind of memorize it.
Give me 2 minutes, Mr. Terpin.
Okay. Because what I wanted to talk about was just 5 minutes on blockchain opportunities. I was told, don't use the word Bitcoin. There's going to be government officials around. But, most of the government officials, I've spoken to about the Wyoming laws. And Secretary LeBoy, I met with him years ago, and Pedro Ginn. And, there's definitely a lot of interest in, doing things that will improve the lives of the Puerto Rican people and which, by the way, we're Puerto Rican people too. Once we live here. And that will also, solve a problem for the industry because, my friend Kate Long has done an amazing job when she decided that she was going to move back to Wyoming. She was, at JP Morgan for 20-something years in the banking industry, and she tried to give a Bitcoin donation to her alma mater. And they told her, oh, I'm sorry, we can't take Bitcoin. It's against the law to give Bitcoin. And she goes, that's stupid. And so she moved back and got that law changed and 70 other laws, including Wyoming now is the first. By the way, applause, please. Jay Clayton announced that he's stepping down at the head of the SEC. Everybody kind of knew that anyway.
Bye, Mr. Clayton.
Everybody knew that anyway. He wasn't going to run for next term if Trump wins, which he still thinks he is. But we'll see, what the way the SEC works is there's typically 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats, and 1 of the party in power. So there'll be a new Democrat. And we just hope it's not someone like Brad Sherman, but I don't think it will be.
We're live, Mr. Terpin. You're ready.
Okay, we're good? All right. Okay, so growing your business in Puerto Rico using blockchain. And the orange is a subtle hint for Bitcoin. But at any rate, my name is Michael Terpin. I run a company called Transform Group. I give a little bit more at the end. I'm at Michael Terpin on Twitter, Telegram, you name it. So next slide. So I think Puerto Rico, as I was just saying, is really primed to lead the global blockchain economy. Act 60, which is sort of a combination. Johnny, who was here earlier, I don't know if he's still here, but is my tax lawyer, and he's just really brilliant in this area to answer all your questions if you're considering doing something in Act 20, which does include for people who are born here. It's not just people who come in from the mainland. And I'm actually a part of an Act 20 company that is called Tradery Labs. That's an algorithmic trading company started by Michelangelo. It's Puerto Rican. And we're spinning off then a algorithmic hedge fund. It's Puerto Rican. And so, we're doing things down here because it makes sense. And there's also, I'm sure you've heard about opportunity zones. All of the island. Most places have little strips of bad neighborhoods that are opportunity zones. Now, Puerto Rico, it's the entire island other than, I think, Dorado Beach and Miramar, where I live. That's it. Even Condado Beach has got quite a bit of opportunity zones. And again, we have a well-educated bilingual population, as Pedro had said, highest percentage of bachelor's degrees, amazing engineering talent. And you don't have to go and wait. If you were, educated here, you don't have to go. You can be a digital nomad. You can go on, crypto boards and find a project that works for you. I do this New Year's Eve party on top of my condo in Miramar. Just email me. I'll give you the email if you want to be there. And it's for all the people in the crypto community, both who moved here and also who have always lived here. And we get like 60, 70 people watching all the great fireworks. And it's I've been calling it Blockchain Island, although Malta ended up stealing the name a little bit. So I guess we're maybe Isla Blockchain.
Stealing it, or did you sell it to them?
I did sell it to them when I didn't get a lot of support, but it was the .com, so I didn't get support for the name. But Isla Blockchain is fine. I can also get blockchainisland.io, and quite frankly, they haven't done much with it ever since they had a new a person there. Malta is not a great jurisdiction. At any rate, for U.S. Based companies, I think Puerto Rico could be the best jurisdiction out there, and I'm going to continue to do all the things I can, in the time that I'm down here, which got another 15 years on my degree, and more than that on the business degree to really make that happen. Next slide. Oh, and I mentioned, of course, pandemics make it even more reasonable to move here. All the people I know from California are like, "Why am I still in California?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm going to Vegas," and they're like, "Wait, Puerto Rico, no IRS tax?" So. But there are other industries that are very already established here: the pharma industry, supply chain, shipping, solar, regenerative farming, fintech that interoperate with blockchain. And so, you can go in and work with those and provide blockchain solutions. And people want to hire people who are passionate, knowledgeable. The story that I tell from my New Year's party, there was a 19-year-old who was a social media. He was a kid. He was like 19. He just, taught himself how to tweet. And he went to a new blockchain at the time, Lisk, and said, "Hey, I'm in Puerto Rico." He was the third employee or the third contractor. And he made I think millions of dollars just tweeting because he got in early on something that went up high. And this stuff can be done. Next. How to get started. Crypto Mondays. I've been to a lot of other Crypto Mondays. This is the best. We get people from all over the world. When you go to Crypto Mondays in New York or San Francisco, you get a lot of the same people. And, of course, they're all kind of locked down. And, we got good weather. And so we can go over to an outdoor porch somewhere. We were at Wicked Lilies for a while. We're, of course, here now on the patio and looking for maybe once a month in Dorado. And then, Pedro, are we looking at La Placita? Okay, 1 minute. I'm almost done. Okay, so network with some of the friendliest and talented people in the world. Build your career and company right here. Next slide. Next slide. That's me. That's how to get a hold of me. Michael Transform Group. Thank you.
Let me get a round of applause for Mr. Michael Terpin. Thank you so much. Mr. Terpin, before you leave, sir, I want to give you a couple direct addresses to what your topic was, which were the entrepreneurship opportunities in Puerto Rico, because to me, this breathes life into Puerto Rico, into our island. Because like a friend of mine named Mr. Anthony Delgado, who's the CEO of a company right here in Puerto Rico called Disrupt. They basically, what he talks about is Wi-Fi in a dream. See, our island, right, we are limited in what we can do because of the ocean around us. However, the internet makes us limitless. So to me, the concept of Wi-Fi in a dream exists and it thrives in our industry. So what I look at, and when I talk about the entrepreneurship opportunities that exist within the cryptocurrency space, and if you look around at all the gentlemen that are in this room, and of course, some of the beautiful ladies as well, you know that we have tremendous opportunities that exist within our space and also within our community right here in San Juan. So what I'd like to see moving forward are more cryptocurrencies coming right out of San Juan. What do you think we need to do to make that happen? You got to use the microphone, Mike.
It's not even cryptocurrencies, it's companies, right? And, have an idea, start it. There is money here. People here have money, a lot of angel investors. And then there's also, Advent Moro is a pretty big VC, and they've shown interest in blockchain and technology. So for the size city we have, there's actually a pretty good infrastructure of investors. We're not San Francisco, but, we have some unique things. So you have an idea, you have a dream, work it through and look at your competition, because otherwise, if you're just like, hey, I'm going to make the next Bitcoin, and you don't really look and see what that means, then no one's going to pay attention. But if you work hard, you study, you go to places like this, you have Pedro beat up your business model, you'll do fine.
I will beat up your business model if you send me a deck and it looks like shit. I promise you, I will tell you. So with that being said, this is my personal invitation to all you people out there in the world. Right now, the world is facing a bunch of challenges with the COVID restrictions. There's going to be a lot of travel restrictions in place. Fortunately, here in Puerto Rico, we have plenty of outdoor space. We have plenty of venues to be outside. We have plenty of land available, too, at a low rate, especially when you're coming from cities like New York, Texas, California, and Florida. So my invitation is to our community and our industry to come on down to Puerto Rico. We have a beautiful community down here. We have weekly meetups called Crypto Mondays San Juan you can attend. I would be your host, more than likely. And we have a great community of people, as you can tell by our guest list, that regularly attend in the audience and also on the panels. And what we're trying to build here in San Juan would be that environment that would foster entrepreneurship. And we're going to be here for you every step of the way.